A Soviet cook was preparing meals for the soldiers when suddenly, a German tank appeared in the distance. Realizing it was the enemy, he quickly hid. But even without a visible target, the German tank began firing wildly. It drove straight through the field kitchen, spilling all the food he had carefully prepared. Furious, the cook grabbed an axe, leapt onto the tank, and began striking it in a rage, shouting at the top of his lungs. The startled German crew stayed inside, firing blindly through the viewing slits, but it was no use. The cook positioned himself in front of the machine gun, smashing it with blow after blow. After a few heated strikes, the barrel bent from the force and heat, rendering it useless. Now that his position was exposed, the Germans tried to shake him off by speeding up the tank. But he clung on. Swiftly, he tore off his apron and covered the tank's periscope. Then, he ripped his shirt sleeve to block the remaining viewports, leaving the tank crew completely blind. In desperation, the tank rammed into a tent. The cook slashed the canvas with his axe. Worried the Germans might realize he was alone, he created as much noise as possible, stomping, shouting, and banging wildly, to give the illusion that a full Soviet unit had surrounded them. He then lit a bundle of straw and shoved it into the tent, filling it with thick, stinging smoke. Inside the tank, the crew began coughing, their eyes watering. To top it all off, the cook shouted in broken German, "Bring anti-tank grenade." That was the last straw. Panicked, the German soldiers opened the hatch and surrendered, exactly as the cook had hoped. He pointed a rifle at their backs and ordered them to drop their weapons. When they turned around, they were stunned. Their fierce attacker was just a cook, and he was completely alone. But it was too late. The cook couldn't help but laugh at the shocked looks on their faces. Later, when the Soviet soldiers returned to camp and saw the German tank, they thought they were under attack. Everyone dove for cover. But when the commander peeked through the grass, he saw only the cook standing proudly beside the tank with a rifle in hand, shouting, "Dinner's ready." The soldiers were stunned. Only after confirming it wasn't a trap did they come out of hiding. When they realized the cook had captured 4 German soldiers in the tank, without firing a single bullet, they couldn't believe it. And even more impressively, he had already prepared the meal to celebrate the victory.